Hello people, and welcome back to part 19 of Palaven, our vanilla Cities Skylines build. Hope you're having a wonderful day. And thank you for all the likes, comments, shares and support as usual on the Rural Town Centre episode, which was about 2 weeks ago now. Again, another delay in videos. You guys know there's some personal life stuff going on at the moment, but as this video goes out, we should be back to a normal schedule of 2, 3, 4 videos a week. And the potential return of live streams, but I will let you know about that, so don't take it as my word just yet. I will let you know. But yeah, Dawson Square turned out lovely. It is now just called Dawson, which is right here. The name has glitched out a little bit there. Yeah, because it's not really a square, and it's kind of encompassed the rest of the little rural town vibes that we have going on. So yeah, really liked it. You guys enjoyed it as well, and the European suburbia themes for the residentials turned out really nicely. It really helps to kind of add a bit of a countryside vibe, especially with the dirt roads as well. Yeah, I'm happy with it. We've made a start in this tile now. We've got a little more ways to go, and we're going to be doing something over here with the waterfront as well at some point, but not today. So you can see where my testing has been flooding the land here. So today I wanted to work on that continued theme of building up the concrete infrastructure as we move closer and closer towards the downtown, which of course is going to reside here. You know, we're getting more bridges, beginning to cross the water now, and also ascending in height as we move closer and closer towards. So we're going to be doing a high density Green Cities residential build today, taking a lot of inspiration from the Modular Build, the Green Canal estate, I think it was called. And basically it was the most popular modular build. It's the one that we got a shout out from Biffa from actually, which was just fun. So let's go ahead and plan in the highway. We want to be coming, let's come out a little bit further here. And then we want to start curving away. So I do want the highway to be factored in to this build. And if we come along here, then we'll probably need to take this one back just a little bit, but we'll see how we get on. That curve might be a little bit harsh. I think we can live with it, not the end of the world. And then let's see, so I guess we want to start ascending right here. Let's go ahead and do some terraforming. We're going to grab the medium brush size with level terrain and the highest intensity. We're going to start pushing all this back right up along here. We're going to come underneath as well and utilize a little bit of this land around this side as well. Don't want to do too much terraforming this side of the interchange because we do want to remember that we are saving ourselves a little bit of room to upgrade that interchange, probably into a diverging diamond at some point. If not, kind of a double trumpet will sit here eventually. Okay. So let's now begin to ascend. So what we'll do here is we'll keep the bridge kind of fairly low as it's still over the land. And then as we begin to kind of move over the water, we'll add in some suspension cables to give it a little bit more of a grandiose entrance into the downtown. So as we hit the water, we'll begin to move out in intervals of 20 tiles, which I think will be okay. Get this one on here as well. And then we'll do the same thing again with another interval of 20. And then one more time. You can see now from a couple of different angles, we're beginning to that little more important infrastructure. Imagine all the skyscrapers kind of sat behind this. Very similar to kind of how we did over here, you know, when we took a look at the skyscraper from this little suspension bridge as well, and starting to grow in height a little bit. Really does help you transition from that, you know, kind of early game start into the late game, I suppose. So as we arrive back on land, we will move back into intervals of 10. I'm just going to make sure that we're about as even as possible here. And then we'll bring this down by another interval of 10 to touch the floor. And then what we'll do is we'll plan in that sunken highway during the downtown road layout episode, which will eventually merge into this one here. We'll also factor in a highway connection into this side as well. And then the sunken highway will run through the downtown. Probably cross over this river here during the ring road that will circle the downtown as well. And then maybe do like kind of a little mountainside highway here as well. And hook it into this highway over here. There's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5 or 6 different downtown connections into the highway, which will be fun. Or highway connections into the downtown rather. Okay, now terraform around our little bridge pillars here. Now we'll push some of this back. Again, we get some nice detailing opportunities alongside some of these here as well. Push a little bit of this back and just check that the land is kind of still friendly to the layout here. And we're not kind of got any too harsh edges. There's a little bit of a swoop down there, isn't there? But it's fine. We'll sort that out in the detailing. Okay, so let's talk about the wonderful world of canals for the first time. So canals, they can actually be used as waterways, so kind of, you know, ferries and stuff can use them. But I honestly kind of prefer them for decoration as opposed to actually having them as, you know, for functional purposes. I hope that makes sense. For those of you that have seen the green canal estate residential build that we're going to be taking a little bit of inspiration from today, you'll kind of know what I'm talking about in that regard. Okay, so I want to draw in a road as a little road guideline first of all. Go ahead and grab ourselves some dirt roads. We'll snap onto this one. And then this one. Super. And then let's come in by about there. So the interior canals are going to be shallow and the entrance into the waterway will be medium. So let's actually take this away a little bit further. There we go, and then bring it down to about there. Then we'll switch to the medium. And then we'll draw the medium out by 10 and into the water. And then what this will do is it'll just make sure that your shallow canals kind of maintain a nice steady level, because the water has to like bottleneck through the canal, if that makes sense. So whichever canal you're using, you want to make sure that the entrance into the main canal is a size up. So for example, if I was going to be using the medium canals in the land, I would have to use the deep canal as the entrance and vice versa. So as I'm using the shallows in the land, I'm using the medium as the entrance. Of course, we're going to flood like mad because it's Cities Skylines and the water will go a little bit crazy at first, but fine. It's fine. I'm actually wondering if we should carry this canal right through the land here and almost like, kind of like cut this land as separate, and we can do some nice bridges over there as well. Have a little look at that. If we come up here, we're going to be cutting through there, aren't we? That's fine though. We'll do some terraforming. So we'll right click on the land, and then we're just going to push this through. We can get some really nice kind of overgrown walking paths through here as well. We've got too much soil, that's fine. Let's just go and dump some in the nature reserve. I'm happy for the angle to kind of slightly switch as well, you know. You can possibly have a ferry line run through this section as well. And then again, what we'll do is touch more terraforming. Hopefully if you guys can kind of get anything from this episode, it's the fact that, you know, to use these canal assets as decoration to create the idea of a theme around a particular area, like, you know, like some canal flats and stuff. We'll slowly watch this thing fill up right now. Water will come in from both ends, it will stabilise, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, so let's paint out the rest of this kind of area here. Let's go for... Let's have a canal that runs directly beneath the highway bridge here. I think that'd be quite nice. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And then I want to do something... Maybe we can do like a Green Cities commercial park here within this land and have the canal factored in as part of that. I think that'll be a wonderful blend of 11 secret herbs and spices. Where we get into this kind of very nasty terraforming, you can see where we draw in the canal. And what we'll do here is kind of lots of rocks and maybe even put some keys along certain parts of this as well, just to help it blend in a little bit more. Okay, let's bring this one down another 10 tiles. And then we're going to hook into the main canal over here as well. How are we doing here? Yeah, this is still flooding like crazy. Like we need to do a little bit of terraforming around here. So kind of lift some of these soils up, create a natural boundary for the canal. There was a little bit of flood in here as well, wasn't there? Yeah, there we go. If you find you're getting a little bit of overspill and or overflow, I guess. Shift terrain is your friend for that kind of issue. You know, once all this calms down, we'll see it plot back in. So I'm gonna wait for some of this to stabilize, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so you can see now kind of the shape beginning to appear. This is the one that we're after. So let's continue with drawing in some of these shallower canals, shall we? Okay. Have a touch more terraforming here, I think. We'll bring it up to this platform. And then rather than just kind of drawing straight lines of the canal here, what we'll do is we'll begin to kind of throw in like a couple of little dead ends into the canal. Maybe have one here as well. And we can do some nice little assets around these kind of corners here too. I do want quite like a little overgrown, almost like parkland to border the river here. I don't just want immediate zoning like right here, you know. So we'll factor that in as well. See, I've already drawn out the area. You guys can almost see. Oh, by the way, quick shout out. I have added in the water usage policy because we were a little bit towards the amber or orange, yellow. I'm not sure. It's yellow, isn't it? Why am I even questioning that? Yeah, so if you find that you're running low on water and maybe you're not ready to make a new dedicated water area yet, the citywide water usage policy will just give you a little more leeway on you know, before you have to kind of install those next set of water towers. So I've gone ahead and done that in Palaven because I know a few of you are following along with the build, kind of block for block, which is fun. Okay, let's come from this one here and we'll come out by 20. And we'll see how that goes. And do we want something here? I wonder. Let's factor in this road here. Bring him out. And how do we cross here? What's going to be the best method of arriving? Probably bridge. Yep. And then bring him back down to Earth. Wonderful. I'm drawing a road like that for right now. That'll be okay. We also want the metro to run through here as well. Let's go ahead. We are going to hit this tile, aren't we, here? 1, 2, 3, and then the 9th will be there. Yes, we will. That's fine. Wonderful. Let's bring the metro line out as well. Bring it there. And then once we arrive at the canal, we can come down in some kind of sensible interval. Cross over to that point. Amazing. And then let's just kind of pop through here for right now. And just leave myself a little kind of dead end road there so I know that the metro is waiting to be expanded. And then draw that down there for now. Again, you know, even over the canal here, we're starting to see more concrete appear. Probably tidy these up a little bit. Have a little bit of a slope, but maybe even get like a cycle path along the canal here. That would be nice. May even upgrade the canals down this end a little bit. They're struggling to contain a little bit of the water. Make them either deeper or wider. We'll have a look towards the end. I have a similar situation developing over here as well. That's fine. Fine, you know. Okay, I think I'm going to be happy with that in terms of the canal network layout. You guys can kind of get a good view of it here. What's going on. We're going to have a look at a little bit of a road network. So let's come ahead and grab our cycle path. Obviously this is a very kind of green cities themed orientated area. So cycling is going to be one of our kind of key assets here. We'll start by drawing in some super basic grids kind of all based around the shape of our canal network here. Fairly simple. And too advanced yet. Going in there as well. Then the bridges kind of at this height of the canal, the bridges generate like a lovely little height. It's almost like the water's just grazing them. And obviously if we do have a ferry through here, eventually we will have to remove that bridge or make it a little bit higher. Especially this is the main canal network out into, because if we do send the ferry, they're going to have to traverse all the way around here, which seems like a bit of a waste. So I guess we might as well use that one. What we could do is actually keep this main waterway free of bridges, and then have this side hook in from this point to access this side of the canal network. And then these people will access via this connection up here, which we'll draw in a moment as well. But there's a couple of different options available to us. I guess we'll see. I think where we're coming up against the main canal here, we're going to run with a nice little treed road. Make sure we're not getting too much janky terraforming going on here. Yeah, there's a little bit of weirdness there, just where the game's like, oh dear. Yeah, the game isn't a fan of that, is it? Like tearing into the void. That's fine. We'll come up with a couple of different little road designs of kind of what we want to do here and how we want things to kind of pan out. We'll come up with a design eventually. For right now, let's just run with the cycle paths. We'll come in through here. Let's grab ourselves a big 4-lane road. I think we'll go with the one with decorative trees. Get our curve tool. And then we'll start to descend down this little hill that we've got going on. I think that's too steep, is it? I should be okay. Yeah, we'll be alright there, I think. Splendid and tremendous. Let's continue our little road network planning here. We'll come up to that point there. And down. And well, it's a little bit nasty, isn't it? How about we just leave a little dead end? Maybe switch up the road plan here. Link it through with a path. That'd be quite nice. We'll see. We'll try out some new ideas today as well. Not going to be a total retread of the modular build. If you haven't seen that modular build, by the way, as well, I will leave a link in the description below. It was by far and away one of the most popular modular builds. Okay, let's hook in here. We do want cycle paths down this way. Really nice as well, you know, once this highway is actually busy and got people flowing over it. It's cool to see these kind of two layers getting different uses as well. Okay, yeah, terraforming's getting a little bit out of its mind here. Push back a little bit more, give ourselves a touch more leeway with the road. Bring him out about there. Of course, we'll wait until the water finds its place in the world. Okay, let's come up alongside the canal now. I'll make sure that we're snapping to that canal road network. And like a little bit of a box bridge here. That'd be quite cool. And I think what we'll do is we'll throw in some curves because there's a lot of kind of straight angles in here. And yeah, that might get a little bit boring quite quickly. Okay, and then we'll bring this one down as well. And then I guess we'll kind of factor in the park and the road over here at some point as well when we come to build that in today's episode. Okay, slowly on its way, I think. Begin to kind of hook some of these sections together now. I'm going to continue some smaller boxes over this side as well. And then we can maybe have this one as like a little overgrown gem. Maybe even do like a mini park down here. Change this road into just a grass one. Do some nice park life detailing with like some benches and stuff sat over by the river. We'll also generate a path network that's going to run through here as well. Super, splendid and tremendous. Let's now in this side. And a little road like that, I don't think that's too bad. I think we might actually make this main road here one with cycle lanes. That kind of comes over the bridge. Are we at an angle there? Oh, we are. We're at a horrific angle there. I did not notice that. Draw that in again. Super. A little bit more palatable, isn't it? Amazing. Then we can look up there. What about cycle lanes? A little bit of an angle there. Slight bend in the road as well, but I don't think it's a too bad descent, I don't think. Again, in detailing, we will tidy that up well. So let's work on the main entrance into this area right now. I think we'll go for one of the large avenues, just because they are quite nice. We'll come out to that point. Let's go back to our 4-lane with grass. And then, how do we look if we connect it like this? No, don't like that. Let's try it from that one. Yeah, okay, that's a little bit nicer. And we've still got a bunch of land here, so let's do some more terraforming. And kind of push this land back up a little bit here. And then we'll go for, let's go for a change in road texture. Have this one come off. And then we can do something with this space right here. So much more interesting kind of design and road network today. You know, really kind of relying on these canals to kind of carry the design. And, you know, just be a little bit more creative with some of those assets that you wouldn't otherwise use. It will really help create a bit of a different atmosphere within your city. Okay, so let's work on the entrance to the town. We're going to get some road infrastructure in now. I think in terms of the pathways we're going to use through here within kind of the rest of, like near the roads, we're going to be running with regular zoo path. And the stuff towards the river will run with the nature reserve. We'll line this main road here with a couple of little paths. Very nice green lush entrance, especially when we've got some of those buildings in. Let's actually try and work on some of that now. Let's go ahead and start throwing in some of those high densities. Because again, we're going to be super selective with the zoning today. Yeah, let's have all snapping on. I want a couple of different shapes and patterns in here. Get a 4x4 on the corner there. And 4x4 there as well. Okay, and maybe like a little 3x3 on the corner. And then I think we'll get a couple of 3x3s in this space. You know, just by doing this kind of zoning, you're going to have a much more customized kind of road layout. You know, we've done this a lot in Palaven before. I think if we actually hook that road in together, we can get another big 4x4 in the corner, do some nice decoration around that as well. We've got a bunch of residential demand right now, so it shouldn't be too long before these guys come in. Yeah, so there's a few assets I don't want, such as that one. These ones are great. They're little kind of like waterfront flats. Nice to have a couple of these and up along the water. Oh, look, actually, we're better off putting them. So we can make a little block of them here, can't we? Got some nice pathways running through the middle here. Do want to make sure that we are keeping continuously powered, because I don't want stuff to delete itself here. Let's just draw in the most horrendous temporary power line to somewhere. I'll do for right now. That'll be okay. Again, just delete them. Keep waiting for the ones that you want to come in. I'm happy to use some mix and match as well, you know. Like, look at that kind of gradient, kind of baby bear, mummy bear, and daddy bear, right? I'm quite happy with them already, so they're going to stay. We'll have that one, and that one as well. Let's make sure we're all in the area here. Sure we are, yes we are. Also, as usual, feel free to name the area in the comments below. I know you guys get a kick out of naming them, so you can name the new Green Cities High Density Canal build if you like. So now we need to make a decision. Do we want to kind of go for the repeated tower blocks here? Or do we want to be very customized with the little apartments? I think we want the apartments, so we'll keep those in. Again, love this asset here as well. And this one too. No, don't want that one there. If you are playing on PC, basically what I'm doing is causing myself a lot of pain and trauma by not using the Plot the Growables mod. You guys, like, this is literally what Plot the Growables mod does. You can choose whatever assets already in the game pool or from the workshop to kind of drop in and customize, but you know, we're vanilla here, so I torture myself instead. Okay, looks like we're going to get another one of these apartments in here now. Wonderful. Primrose Residence, thank you. So let's kind of get a little look at that view now. Yeah. It'll come together. It will come together. Whilst we're waiting for some of these to come in, let's have a little look at that nature reserve path that we want to run along the length of the river here. So we'll start it out from this one. I'm just going to use my freeform tool to maneuver around the waterfront. Have a little connection in there. Now, how are we going to behave crossing over here? Actually, surprisingly well. I was not expecting it to be so easy. Wonderful. Let's get a little bit of a curve on there. And then curve around the water. Again, you can imagine when we've kind of got all the Palaven pines in this little waterfront park as well. I'm not actually going to turn it into a parkland, I don't think. Oh, wonderful. Yeah, okay, here we go. I actually wonder if we don't want that one there and we put it on that side instead. That way we've got a little bit of symmetry with them. Go ahead and make them historic. And then what we can do is through the middle is we'll snap to the grid. And then just do like a little cute repeated path pattern between the two sets of assets. Not like that. Obviously not with the tower block though. Yeah, okay. You just continuously mess about with different assets that you wouldn't otherwise use. Hang around and wait for new assets to come in. And you'll soon notice a much more varied variety of kind of your zonings, you know. Let's run some pathways through this little residential block. Let's go for the angle here. Super. And then we'll have one through the middle as well. And then we can do one on this point here. And then maybe let's begin now to mix in some of that commercial. Get rid of that one there. How are we doing for power now? Okay, let's knock that one out. And then this way I can just take out this waterfront line. Then we can have a little look at some of those kind of Palaven details we were talking about. So let's run with our base layer of trees. As few as possible of the taller ones. And kind of surround those with just a few more size below. A few more of the size below that. Some nice rocks in around here too. And then some kind of smaller trees. Of smaller bushes. This is basically what I do in the detailing time lapse, by the way. In case you were wondering. And then we'll run some of these smaller ones through too. And let's grab ourselves a nice little rock asset to focus everything around. We'll kind of see now how I want that theme to develop up alongside the waterfront here. Just see all these little green cities buildings poking through that tree line. But you know, we'll repeat this pattern across the entire waterfront. And I kind of see how things turn out. I'm actually wondering if we run a localized method of public transport through here. Trams would be beautiful. But I feel like we've abused the arse out of trams for a while. You know, you can imagine if you had this as a tram road. You know, having trams going over the water, that's going to be so beautiful. Really is. But maybe we do trolleybuses. I don't like trolleybuses because they're a little bit kind of pointless. Yeah, they're just like buses that require their own dedicated roads and they don't carry any more people. Yeah, maybe I should make like a public transport ranking video. That might be quite fun. Yeah, so trolleybuses. But we could factor in kind of the Trolleybus Depot here as well. This would be a nice building to have up alongside here and then have them kind of running under. So let's have a little look at that idea. So when I go 2-lane with trolleybus wires, we can come under the highway without clipping the bridge, which is nice. And then if we just run through here. Get that one. Cross the trolleybus over. And then rather than kind of breaking this lovely little green pattern that we've got going on the road right now, we're just going to kind of turn off to the right here. And then we'll factor in, let's actually take this section back, bring this one up, and then we'll see if we can make a little bit of an area for the Trolleybus Depot. It looks like we might be able to generate a nice little space for it right here as we kind of enter this new part of town. And we'll add into those more concrete vibes as well. And it's also quite a nice view from the highway too. You've kind of got this building that's almost, the roof is level with the highway, so. Okay, I'm happy with that. So okay, let's run with trolleybuses for the first time then. Whether or not they stay will be a different matter. Let's go ahead and hook it into that point. So what we'll do is we'll double up these roads right here. Let's hook into there. And then we can create a little trolleybus loop through here. It's actually kind of hard to tell when they have the wires on from the wrong angle. Okay. We'll carry on this way too. And then we'll loop back through here. And rather than, yeah, I think we probably should just cut across the bridge, shouldn't we? That would make it easier. A little trolleybus stop here at the centre of the Green Commercial Park. Which now these cycle lanes may as well just be treed roads. Bring this one up level with that one. Super. Nice stuff in there. Actually, I think we will, yeah, we will change the shape up a little bit here. Let's come back into terraforming. And we're going to cut away right up to the highway road here. And get some nice fencing in there too, as always. And then just change the shape up, gives us a little more zoning on this side as well. And we can do some spicy things in here too. And then in terms of this one, we could run a road and have some more of those little high density flats in here. Not low density. Get in there, we'll wait for that to spawn in, and then we'll put another one there as well. Now I do want some kind of taller skyscrapers to sit right up alongside the highway here as well. So let's kind of work with that idea. See what kind of assets we get coming in there. It's important to decorate the different layers as well, you know. Here we go, got one coming in right there. I think that's kind of nice. It's right up alongside the highway. Kind of a view out the window there to the cars. Let's see what we get coming in here as well. Yeah, that's what I want, but you're facing the wrong way. The endless battle of playing without block the growables, right? Okay, bring some water pipes through here. Oh, by the way, guys, I have actually been through the entire city and redrawn the water pipe network to follow the road. Because I have nothing else better to do with my life. Yeah, kind of followed all the road network to cover everything up. It was a long process. Okay, so let's see how things are developing here. No, not you. Don't want that there. And then let's begin to work on this little green commercial park. So we'll get some nice big... Actually, let's get the trolleybus running. Where do we want the trolleybus loop to end? I think what we'll do is we'll also run the trolleybus along this main canal. I wonder if we are going to have the ferries through here, because if we are, we won't be able to have it there. We'll do the ferries when we come to cover the ferry episode, I think, rather than trying to force them into today's episode. And then this one right here, we can cross over with the Trolleybus Network. And then we have the metro station here, so we'll have the trolleybuses do a little loop around them. Little one-way loop. Yeah, okay. And then we'll have the trolleybuses link up with the metro again. The method of changing between two different methods of public transport. And we can do a wonderful little design here. Although we won't be able to break the crossroads, will we? Because that will kill the... Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let's grab the trolleybus road. And we'll run this through the middle. And then with this road through the middle, we'll break this one. And then we'll have a one-way that comes up to the edge of the platform. And then down there, and then the one in the middle will be a road with trees. And then that way, we'll have the crossroads for them to get across onto the trolleybus. I'm doing this on the fly, so apologies if it looked awful. Let's have some zoo paths that come down here. And then one up here as well. Super. A nice little way of merging two different methods of public transport, you know. One on a bike, went off the metro there. Yeah, see how they're already using them. So let's go ahead and get this trolleybus network started. And we'll start one right here where the path is. And then we'll have it in front of the green commercial park here. Actually, we'll take it this way first. I kind of want them to stop both sides of the bridges, just for the symmetry of them stopping with one another. That's totally unnecessary because they're so close together, but we'll see how it goes. And then stop here again. You are then going to come down this side and yeah, we'll stop there. This, just FYI, like little kind of public statement, this public transport network right here is really more for show than it is for functionality. And I want them stopping at each little canal block. And then once he's there, we'll bring him up along the main road to here. Oh, that's super annoying that we can't get it to stop in the middle. It's fine, whatever. We'll go for this side. And then he's going to come back into the canal area and mimic his stops on the other side of the road. So yeah, if you have Sunset Harbour, trolleybuses are okay. Otherwise, they're just a bit... yeah, they're just okay. Let's go for maybe like a navy blue, as we're near the water here. Yeah, like they look the same as buses. They're just not as nice. Yeah. So we'll watch them stagger out on their lines. There's already people at the stops, which is nice. Okay, we do need some power down this side as well. Bring it up and cross over the highway. And let's carry on working on our little green commercial part here. So I actually think that blue looks pretty rancid. Let's change that. Let's just go for a white for right now. Any suggestions of the colour of the trolleybus, please feel free to throw them in the comments as usual. Let's go through and historical a couple of these buildings. This is what I'm after. Yeah, I like that one. Keep him in. How are we doing for power through this area now? We should be good, right? Yeah, tuck that one into there, and then we can delete all these now. Super. Okay, so I do want the stop is basically in the middle of this road, isn't it? Let's dive into the world of part life, and then we'll throw down maybe a chessboard. I think a plaza actually. A chessboard's a little bit too chunky for what I'm looking for. Let's throw that in there, and then we'll grab ourselves. I think we'll go for nature reserve path with decorations for the commercial park. Let's throw that one up that way. And then let's get a couple of little small ones in here. And a path through the middle. We'll flank the path through the section here. Well, we also want some symmetry at this point too. Get some more commercial in. Oh, have I broken you? Yes, I have. My apologies. Just put it back in there. We will eventually hook through with services and whatnot. But for right now, it'll be okay. Let's have a little look at the line. Yeah, so it's getting some use. Have a little look at it here where it crosses into the metro. Yeah, getting small amounts of use. Could even double up the stops here so they can stop here and here. But that's a little bit overkill. I guess we'll see. Okay, wonderful. Let's take a little minute here to appreciate how much green cities improves the look of your city. It is one of the better expansions. Have a little traffic light run here. Make sure we are traffic light free. You guys just give way coming out of the metro. Give way coming in this side as well. And that should be all for right now. This side as well, let's turn them off. Let's give priority to the main road here. 2 stop signs either side, there's no need for traffic lights at that point. Okay. A little discussion about this place here. Let's begin to factor in some services. So I think we'll run with one of the child healthcare centres. We'll throw in a med clinic. And maybe a post office as well. Post. Where is Post? Public transport, isn't it? Go for a post office here. Throw that in, and then we'll go ahead and introduce some commercial zoning as well. Just begin to generate a little bit of a commercial high street along here where the canal is. And then... And again, I guess that post office works better as a corner building actually, doesn't it? So let's switch those around. Let's get rid of the post office. We'll move the child healthcare centre over here. Or the post office again. Throw that on the corner and have the zone in here. You're kind of looking at the asset of the post office here. It has this little, you know, like nice corner design on it. That works better on the actual corner, you know. Yeah, okay. Again, all these little buildings and assets here are going to give more cause for people to actually come and use this area. And I guess we can do something along here as well. Let's just go ahead and zone all this as commercial. And here as well. I guess we'll kind of see how that develops, how that idea formulates itself. It's a very slow design intensive episode. But you know, it's important because you know, if you want your areas to look a certain way and to have these different designs in, then this is what you need to do. Okay, so let's leave ourselves a little bit of a design point here. I think I'm happy with the plaza there, but I want to do some more part life detail in here as well, so let's go ahead and do we want to run some decals along this area? I guess we could do them behind the plaza. Pop some of these in. And then squeeze in like a little food truck. Maybe here. Then we'll grab little tables, alternate them in a pattern. Little bins. Fill out an area behind. No. Don't want you. Wait for the right one to come in. And then let's have a look at some green city park life assets here actually. A botanical garden would be nice here. We've still got room for one though, so we'll try and squeeze one in. Go for a tropical garden. Maybe have that in here. In this corner. And that works quite nicely with the theme of a green commercial park. Run our path through here as well. Let's go ahead and actually run with some 1x1 commercial blocks here, because you can actually get some really quite cute like market stalls kind of place where you buy like, I don't know, like sourdough bread and vegan steaks and stuff like that, you know. Go ahead and throw some stuff in like that, and then have another little mooch through some of these part life assets here. We got a Japanese garden in. Kind of feel like a Japanese garden right beneath what will eventually become a main arterial road. It's a little bit pointless. How about we just run a carousel? Let's actually face it the other way though. Face it that way. Yeah, okay. Yeah, it's these little ones here that I'm after. They're the kind of really small, cute ones. This is a nice asset too with the stalls in. Yeah, just a nice mix and match of commercial zoning with part life assets. And then where we have these little green spaces left over, we can of course run some of our taller detailing through here as well. You know, the green city stuff is just so easy to decorate. Probably a little bit too many of those Palaven pines in here, actually. So let's get rid of a few of them. You can overdo the trees. Isn't something I say. Oh, come on, give me the right asset for God's sake. But yeah, this isn't bad. Lots of pathways through the middle too. Have a little double check on the trolleybus line again. Yeah, it's getting some use. And as we get more people in here as well, that will continue to go up. Let's turn our attention over to this side now. Let's come in and go for a couple of little 3x3s. Again, with our zoo path here. We can just come on to our angle and grid. Cut through the middle. Wait for a nice little design like that to pop up. You know, if you guys don't have the patience for that, you know, just do this and wait for it to come in. I guess we'll kind of see. Let's wait for this to grow up, and then we'll wait and... Oh no, I didn't historical this one. No! It's going to be another 4 years before that comes back now, isn't it? Oh no. See, this has kind of got like a little bit of a student vibe to it as well, you know? And these guys will need a road connection, let's put them in there. We will need a road connection here at some point as well. Maybe with these spaces here, let's see how we get on with some of those little smaller commercials in. And that's not because this design doesn't link the power through effectively, but because it might be a nice way of generating some little kind of local businesses up alongside the waterfront to decorate the side of the canal as well. No, I guess we'll see how it goes. Okay, wonderful. These two have come in just as we wanted them. Let's make them historical. Fantastic. Yeah, there's kind of the difference between... Oh, we could do something with these assets here. And make like a full circle. I guess it'd be like an oval, wouldn't it? You know, whether or not you want to take the time to kind of customize the assets that are coming in and make them appear as such. And this one is historical, is it now? The rest of them are though. This one isn't. Make him historical. Oh no, this one wasn't either. No. What am I doing? Okay, that's fine. Alright there, boys and girls, that does feel like a good place to jump into a detailing time-lapse. We've got a bunch of stuff to do around here, kind of decorate the rest of this waterfront in the pattern that we have been doing. And I'm going to hang around as well and wait for some of these buildings to kind of form around and see if we can generate a nice little pattern using that idea. But we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose. Obviously, do the rest of paths, come up with a nice little flowered or treed canal border for this kind of main waterway here where we've got so much going on. We'll do something with that as well. And yeah, go ahead and generally spruce up our little Green Cities canal build. So as always, we'll be right back. Okay guys, that is going to do it for today. I want to thank you all so much for watching. If you've enjoyed, a like below is always appreciated. Equally as much if you haven't enjoyed it, please feel free to leave a dislike as well. This is always a favourite design of mine, using the canals with the green cities, high density residential. Always looks super great. And if you guys have found any other styles or themes that fit in with the canals, please let me know in the comments below. And also, if you think I've left out any assets that would have worked nicely in this build, please feel free to let me know in the comments as well. Well, I'm happy with the way this has turned out. We can see those layers of height and depth developing now, especially with the highway flowing through the middle of this thing. Once we've got cars kind of coming back and to across that, we will begin to kind of see that, much more higher density vibes beginning to develop. But this was a very nice way to use the shore of the river, and yeah, I'm happy with it, and I hope you guys are as well. The Trolleybus is actually getting a lot of use, which is really, really nice. Maybe this is the way to use them. Short, precise loops seems to be actually working quite well for the Trolleybuses, so yeah, maybe we've just cracked the code in today's episode. But otherwise, I will leave it there. I want to thank you all so much for watching. And as always, enjoy the rest of your day.